This is a video on how to solve the edges on the last layer of the X cube. The first case I want to cover is the parity case, where you have two edges that need to switch. This is probably the most basic case. To solve this case, orient the two edges that need to switch so that they're in this wide layer like this, and then you just do this very simple algorithm. Twist the big face once, and then the top face twice. Big once, top twice. Big once, top twice. Big once, top twice. Big once, top twice. Total of 5 times. So do it one more time, switch sides. Once, turn it twice. Once, turn it twice. Once, turn it twice. Once, extend layer twice. Once, extend layer twice. One more time. Big face once, extended layer twice. Repeat 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty straightforward. The second case I want to cover is a little trickier. It's the trickier version of the parity case where two adjacent edges need to switch. You can just do the algorithm from before, but if you do it like that, you'll end up with a 3 cycle and we'll have to do another algorithm. That's fine, but here's a shortcut. To do this, you want to, so this edge is in the right place, but this one, to make it work, you need this edge opposite that one, so you have to do some setup moves. I bring this edge into another layer, twist this layer over to bring this edge over to the other side, bring this back up, and then return it. So now we've got those two edges that can switch if we execute the parity algorithm. So to recap, all I did was bring this edge out, put this slot over here, bring it up, and then put it back. So it's 4 moves to get these opposite. Then you do the parity case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have to undo the setup moves. I usually just look in the side layer at what this lone color is doing, and I try to complete this bar. So I know that this piece has to go up here. Or you could just be clever and undo your setup moves. So this goes clockwise, then this goes like this, that creates a bar, and then I want to put this red bar back in the red layer, turn this clockwise, put it back up. I know that one's a little complicated, so if you don't feel comfortable with that, stick to just execute the parity algorithm, follow it up with a 3 cycle, which I'll show you now. So here's a case you're bound to encounter, one where 3 edges need to change place and you've got 1 solved edge. Keep in mind your corners should be solved by now. It's better to do the corners first before you solve the edges. Now I've got 3 that need to cycle. This one goes here, this one goes here, and this one goes here. I'm going to put my solved one on the left. And now here's the algorithm to solve this case. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have this on the left, and I'm going to bring the back layer down. Heads up, I'm going to show you a commutator. This algorithm is a commutator, like the one from the previous video. So if you know what that is, keep an eye out. So here are the 2 setup moves of the commutator. You bring the back layer counterclockwise, and then twist this right layer. Now look where this piece has to go. It is red and white, and I know that it goes between the red and white pieces. So you want it to go right here. So make sure that the piece that you're going to put that in is in this front position. Now bring this middle layer down, bring the piece over to insert it, and then put it back up. Great, and now we're going to twist this top layer clockwise to bring this other piece in, bring it down, bring the middle layer back down, bring the bottom layer over, and then bring it back up. Great, now we have to undo some of the moves we did. So we have to twist this layer counterclockwise, twist the top layer counterclockwise, and twist the back layer up. And that's solved it. I'm going to do it again, but with the reverse. So this orientation is very similar to the last, except the cycle is in the opposite direction. This piece comes here, this piece comes here, this piece comes here. It's clockwise, and it's going to be just a little bit different, but the beginning is the same. Bring the back layer down and this right layer over. Now look at this piece. Where does this piece go? It goes right here, not right here instead, here, because it has to go next to the red and green corner piece. So we're going to first prime this layer. We're going to twist this layer to get the piece that this one has to go to right here. So that when we bring this down, so then our next move is to bring this down, put this over, and then bring this up. and you'll notice that this edge piece is now next to the corner piece. Now we have to undo all that mess to get this back into the right shape, but first we're going to do the B move of the commutator, if you know what that is. So here's a top counterclockwise, bring this middle layer down, bring the bottom layer over, and bring the middle layer back up. Now we have to undo the original moves from the beginning. That would be a counterclockwise turn here, and a counterclockwise turn on the back. So yeah, I hope that made a little bit of sense. I'll do it one more time. We got our 3 edges, solid bar on the left. It's going to be a clockwise cycle, but we'll be able to worry about that in a second. Bring the back layer down to the right, and then this edge piece to the bottom. So 1, 2. Those are our setup moves. Now we have to look where this piece goes. It goes right here next to the orange, the green and orange piece. It does not go here. So that means we need to put this piece, this position. Great. Now we do 3 moves to insert this. Middle layer down, bottom layer over, middle layer up. Great. Now we're going to twist this top layer to move this piece into this position. And we're going to undo those last 3 moves. Middle layer down, bottom layer back over, middle layer back up. Perfect. Now we just undo the setup moves from the beginning. Left, back. That's the 3 cycle. Now I'm going to show you the 4 edge cases. This is the most simple 4 edge case where you have opposites. So these 2 need to swap and these 2 need to swap. Theoretically, you could do your parity algorithm twice. That's fine, but this is a little bit faster. Here's the algorithm for this. Middle layer twice, extended layer once. Middle layer twice, extended layer 2 times. Middle layer once, extended layer once, middle layer twice. So it goes middle layer once, middle layer twice, middle layer once, middle layer. See, middle layer once, middle layer twice, middle layer once, middle layer. Very straightforward. Now here's a case where there's 4 pieces, but they need to swap in adjacent directions. Hold the cube so that you're trying to swap adjacent pieces to the front and to the right, and then put them in the back. So not like this, like this. I mean, you can make the other work, but the way I'm going to show you is this is how the orientation. So start like this and go middle layer once, middle layer once, and then you kind of do a rotation. You move the cube like this, and you move the middle layer once, and then you turn this big face, middle layer once, big face, and then you turn this extended layer. So I'll do it one more time. Middle layer once, do a rotation, middle layer, big face, middle layer, big face. See how that works? And then you finish it off. One more time. Middle layer once, rotation, middle layer, big face, middle layer, big face, rotation. Let me do a case to pull it all together. So here's a case you might encounter where you have 4 edges that are bad, but they don't quite fall into any of the other 4 edge categories. You notice this one goes here, this one goes across, this one goes here, and this one goes across. This is a parity case. There is a parity mixed in here along with a 3 cycle. So if you get this, execute the parity algorithm once. I usually do it just right away at the beginning and then just deal with whatever comes out. So let's just execute the parity algorithm. 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. I ended up with a 3 cycle, and the 3 cycle algorithm is this. Solved on the left, and then bring the back layer down, and then bring this edge piece to the bottom. So it's down here. Where does it go? It goes right here. So I don't need to twist the layer. I bring this down and insert it. Now I twist this edge piece into this position, the other wrong edge piece, and then I go down, over, up, undo the setup moves. And that should take care of you for the edges of the last layer. Thanks for watching.